Alright, so today we're going to learn how to ride a motorcycle for everyone's first time. First thing you want to do before you get on, make sure you know the controls. So here on the right side, we have the kill switch. You want that. Now I can turn the bike on, but now I can't turn the bike on, or if the bike was on it would turn off. You have your throttle, front brake, and down here we have our rear brake right here. We have the clutch here, headlights, our turn signals, left and then right, and then you push it to turn it off. Horn, and then the starter's right here. And then on the left foot we have our gear changer. So you kick that, I'm in first right now, so you kick it neutral and then back down into first. Okay, so the first thing you want to do, first you want to test to make sure your instrumentation's working properly, your brakes are working. So I'm just going to assume you guys went through and you tested and your brakes are working, your turn signals are working, all that stuff. So very first time you get on a motorcycle, sit on it, see how it feels. Then what I would recommend doing is, well, first of all, start it up. So make sure our kill switch is off. Most bikes won't start when the kickstand's down, when it's in first gear. So what I'm going to do is put it in neutral here. See how I've pulled in the clutch. I had it in first, which is all the way down. Pulled in the clutch, kicked it up a little bit, and that green light turns on. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is get used to working the clutch. Okay, so I'm going to start the bike, put it in neutral. Okay, so now we're ready to move a little bit. So I hold in the clutch and I push all the way down, firmly down. So now it's in first gear, but it's not going anywhere because I still have the clutch held in. So what you're going to do is slowly let out the clutch until you feel the bike start to move without you doing anything. See how it's kind of moving right now? I'm not giving it any gas, just a little bit of clutch. And then pull it back in and it'll stop. Let it back out again, real slow, real slow. Feel the bike start to move a little tiny bit. Pull it back in. You can see here, I'm just going to show how very slow we're moving. So do that until you're very comfortable with this spot. Slowly let it out. If you let it out too far, you're going to stall it without giving it any gas. So once you get comfortable with that spot to where you can just start to move, I can't do it with one hand, I can't show you, but then you'll give it a little gas. You'll give it a little gas, and then you'll let it out all the way. So I can probably, if I let it out slow enough, I might be able to have the clutch fully out without giving it any gas. Let's see. Probably going to sputter a little bit. Alright, took off a little too fast. So that you want to practice that until you're incredibly comfortable with it. Once you guys are comfortable with letting out your clutch real slow, what you want to do is find yourself a nice straight area. I chose an empty parking lot. You find yourself a straight area, you just practice letting it out. You let it out real slow until it grabs. Then you give it a little bit of gas until you can get that clutch fully out and then pull it back in. So you'll just let it out, little gas, then pull it back in, and do that over and over again until you're comfortable with moving around. So then the next thing you're going to want to do is practice changing your gears. So we'll do it at a stop here. I'll pull the clutch in, I'm in neutral, I'll put it down, kick it down into first, I still have the clutch held in, kick it up, neutral, kick it up again, now I'm in second. If I keep going up, I'll go up into third, fourth, fifth, and sixth, and then you can't kick it up anymore. So I'm going to put it back down into first, clutch still held in, you can hold in the clutch and change all the gears. So you just want to ride straight a little bit. Now this is just something you have to practice. No one can show you how to do it. You just have to practice riding straight a little bit, letting out the clutch, changing through your gears. Then once you get comfortable with that, then we'll start turning a little bit, and I'll show you a little bit of that. Find a little area like this, which is actually perfect, where you can just turn around that circle. Just kind of do little loops around it until you get comfortable turning. Do this in first or second gear, just nice and slow, till you get the hang of the low-speed turns. Once you get the low-speed turns down, the high-speed turns are very easy actually. It's the low-speed turns that people have most problems with. So what I'm going to do here is just demonstrate going around a little bit, and then when you get more comfortable, you can actually do figure eights in small areas, and I'll show you what that looks like. But you start off with a big figure eight, and then you get it tighter and tighter and tighter until you're comfortable making those sharp turns, and then you're basically ready to hit the road. The hardest part is just getting used to that grab point. You're going to stall the bike. Everyone does it. I probably stalled my first bike hundreds of times, well, at least 50 times until I got the hang of it. So just practice that. The best way to learn is to practice. I can sit here and talk to you all day, but if you don't get out and ride, you're not going to learn. It's all in practicing. You can't learn anything from a video really other than the basics, but you have to get out and do it yourself. Just make sure you practice in a secluded area. Parking lots are the best. Taking your local motorcycle safety course is actually a really good way to learn also. Here in Pennsylvania it's free. I know in a couple states you have to pay for it, but it's worth it. You really want to practice in a parking lot because you don't want to get out on the street and have to think about what you should be doing. You want to know what you should be doing at all times so you can watch the road instead of looking down at your cluster and looking down when you're grabbing your clutch and looking down when you're shifting. You want to always have your eyes up on the road, and you always want to know where everything's at on the bike. So get used to the bike before you even get on the road. Like I said, make sure you practice in secluded areas where you're not going to be bothered, and other than that, you should be good. Alright guys, good luck. Hope to see you out there.